Right now on Apple Valley News Now, live at 5.
A new project aimed at improving fish habitat is coming to the Tri-Cities. We'll tell you what it entails and when it's set to begin.
Then, will the Yakima Basin have enough water to meet irrigation demands this season? We'll explain what the Bureau of Reclamation is now saying. And
the Yakima Airport is in the midst of Phase 1 renovations. We'll tell you what could bring the next phase to a halt. And let's go outside. A live picture from our Skycam network. It is hazy all across the Northwest tonight. Meteorologist Hayden Nix is in for Stacy Lee. He is tracking increasing fire risk heading into the weekend. That plus we're following local breaking news as the News at 5 starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 5 on your side.
Let's get right to that breaking news just as we come on the air. The off-duty Washington State Patrol trooper who was involved in a suspected DUI crash that left one man dead will be back in court. We are now learning Sarah Clayson has an arraignment scheduled for September 24th. This is a court hearing where she will hear the charges being filed against her. Back on March 1st, Clayson was involved in a crash with motorcyclist Jose Sanchez. Sanchez died at the scene. More than 5.5 hours after the crash and a court order in hand, Clayson's blood alcohol content was 0.17, more than twice the legal limit. Then on March 3rd, she was released without being charged in the case, and the case was handed off to the Spokane County prosecutor. We don't know yet what the specific charges are. Of course, we'll let you know just as soon as we know. But this is actually the first movement we've seen in this case in more than 6 months. Now, Wendy, this happens to come on the same exact day that you have a story on Clayson coming up at 6. It's going to show some kind of exclusive video that hasn't been released from the day of the crash. Tell us more about that. Right. So we have been in touch with the prosecutor, we should say. So we were expecting this arraignment date to be coming down very soon, but of course we didn't know the exact timing of it. And again, it did just come down. But then for the last several months before this, people have just been asking us a lot of questions about the conduct of officials at the scene. We were able to get, as you mentioned, never before seen footage of the scene, and it did raise some questions. We're going to show you what we're questioning and why, and also get some responses from it. So make sure that you stay tuned for the News at 6. All right. Well, turning now to First Alert weather, let's get a first check of things in that department. Meteorologist Hayden Nix is here.
Well, it was another hot day across the area on this Thursday with those temperatures climbing back well above normal for this time of the year. Most locations in the valleys and the basin should be in the mid-80s, and we've been cruising quite a bit above it. And also, same story, we're still dealing with a lot of that haziness from the wildfires in the area, so we're going to be monitoring that with that poor air quality still being an issue in the area at this time. But hopefully, as we see some changes coming our way, that will be improving as we head into this weekend. So until further notice, we do have that air quality alert. This is going to be for those in the category that are sensitive to the reduced quality of air in the atmosphere, those elderly, and also that have some of the lung issues there. Plan your evening, though. We've got those temperatures still going to be warm in the 6 o'clock hour, dropping into the upper 70s and lower 80s, something we're very familiar with, and of course the haziness still continuing. We'll go with 60s tonight, and then for your Friday, upper 90s, but notice they're not quite reaching the century mark as we see some changes coming our way. That started today, but even cooler weather will be arriving this weekend and next week, but it also comes with an increase of rain potential and a concern for some lightning fires. We'll talk more about all of this coming up.
New at 5 in a crime alert, Benton County detectives have arrested a 46-year-old man after a months-long investigation. With help from the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force and Canine Blaze, the man who lives on the 2000 block of Snow Lane in Benton City was taken into custody without incident earlier today. Authorities also seized electronic devices from his home. He now faces multiple counts of possessing and dealing in sexually explicit images of minors.
A Grandview man could be facing charges after a crash involving drugs or alcohol killed a Sunnyside pedestrian. According to Washington State Patrol, troopers responded to Interstate 82 near exit 69 in Sunnyside just before 10:30 p.m. Wednesday. Troopers arrived to find a Honda Pilot had been eastbound on I-82 and was on the on-ramp from exit 69 when it struck a pedestrian who was on the shoulder. WSP identified that pedestrian as 29-year-old Jorge Estrada Martinez. He was declared dead at the scene. WSP says charges are pending for the driver, identified as a 31-year-old man. The crash remains under investigation.
Turning to the environment, the Bureau of Reclamation says the Yakima Basin won't have enough water. This is to meet all irrigation demands this season. According to the September forecast, senior water rights will get their full supply, but junior water rights holders will receive just 40%. Reservoirs in the basin are only 20% full, less than half of what's typical this time of year. Officials say monthly forecasts will continue through the season, using the latest data to track storage, flows, and precipitation. The Yakima Air Terminal is in the middle of a major modernization project, but airport leaders say recent complications with grant funding could bring nearly all improvements to a halt. So new at 5, Apple Valley News Now's William Albert says this is only the beginning of a long road ahead.
The Yakima Air Terminal is currently in Phase 1A of a multi-phase, multi-year modernization project, with updates to the terminal's roof, HVAC system, and fire suppression system, and more. The upgrades are long overdue, as the terminal hasn't seen major renovations in decades. But Airport Director Robert Hodgman says they've run into some challenges.
Unfortunately, the projects behind are a little bit stalled. So next in the queue is the baggage claim project, and it's the same contractor for the baggage claim that's doing the roof and HVAC. We're under contract with them, but there's been a little bit of a challenge with the grants. Right now, the city has 3 grants that we have yet to sign, have yet to accept, and that's in no small part because there are some legal concerns with those grants. However, our city attorney's office has done stellar work in examining those and trying to mitigate that risk.
Hodgman says new federal requirements are putting the airport's funding in jeopardy.
According to airport officials, losing these funding sources would be absolutely devastating, as it would halt all forward momentum for these projects.
If we don't move forward with this baggage claim project, it kind of puts the rest of the modernization in jeopardy. And specifically, there's one grant, there's what's called an Airport Terminal Program grant. This is from the FAA, and it's a very limited period of time. Next year is the last year for the ATP program. And as usually is the case when you accept grant money, if you don't spend that money, then you're unlikely to get any more money.
The ATP grant alone is worth about $1 million, but if it's lost, Hodgman says nearly all momentum for future improvements could be gone. He says support from state and federal leaders have been critical.
We ended up getting a lot of letters of support to include Senator Murray, Senator Cantwell, Congressman Newhouse, and several others. And fortunately, we had good support from the FAA, from the Airport District Office and the Airport Regional Office, both in Seattle. And we really needed that support in order to get that grant. And it was identified to be awarded, and we have filled out the application, but we haven't signed the grant yet because of, like I mentioned, some of the legal concerns.
Now Hodgman says there's only a short time left to act.
So the deadline to sign the grants is September 15th, and it's written in the grant language itself. So the ATP grant in particular, if we don't accept that grant by September 15th, it will go to somebody else, or it'll go back up to headquarters and be redistributed next year, but not to us.
For now, Yakima Airport officials are hoping the funding comes through so they can keep improving the terminal and better serve the flying public. In Yakima, William Albert, Apple Valley News Now.
According to Hodgman, if the funding falls through, the recently completed roof repairs could be the last major improvement to the terminal.
And Wendy, the Yakima City Council has approved a $952,000 grant from the State Department of Transportation to fund the Yakima-Ellensburg commuter service for the next 2 years. Managed by Yakima Transit and operated by Bel Air Charters, the service connects residents, students, and workers between the two cities. Funding comes from state and federal sources, the cities of Selah and Ellensburg, Central Washington University, and Yakima Transit.
We'll take a roll call vote, please.
Berg?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Byers?
Yes.
Decio?
Yes.
Glenn?
Yes.
Herrera?
Yes.
Roy?
Yes. All right, motion passes 7-0 and resolutions are adopted. Thank you, Council.
Grant members and council members both say this will help keep regional commuter service reliable and support a well-connected Yakima region.
Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was in the hot seat on Capitol Hill today amid calls for his resignation.
Karen Kafa is on Capitol Hill with the latest here.
Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. defending his decision to fire the director of the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
We need bold, competent, and creative new leadership at CDC. People able and willing to chart a new course.
The hearing before the Senate Finance Committee was scheduled to focus on the Trump administration's 2026 healthcare agenda. But on the heels of Kennedy's ouster of former CDC Director Susan Menares, Democrats quickly slammed his leadership and his longtime claims against vaccines and how that undermines public trust.
Sir, you're a charlatan. That's what you are. You're the ones who conflate chronic disease with the need for vaccines.
Two Republican physicians expressing concern about the Trump administration's changes to vaccine policy. John Barrasso of Wyoming saying Kennedy isn't upholding vaccine standards as promised during confirmation.
The public has seen measles outbreaks, leadership in the National Institute of Health questioning the use of mRNA vaccines. Americans don't know who to rely on.
Bill Cassidy of Louisiana critical of new FDA limits on COVID-19 vaccines.
I would say effectively we're denying people vaccine.
Kennedy argued current policy doesn't deny anyone a COVID-19 booster, although it is now state dependent, and he defended his controversial moves to reshape government public health agencies.
If we don't end this chronic disease, we are the sickest country in the world. That's why we have to fire people at CDC. They did not do their job.
On Capitol Hill, I'm Karen Kafa.
A number of senators on the panel today told Secretary Kennedy that the information on vaccines is becoming more confusing, especially for parents.
Okay, following this newscast, ABC World News Tonight with David Muir picks up on our coverage of the heated confrontation on the Hill with Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Plus, David is tracking record heat and fire danger across the West.
Then be sure to stay with us for your local news at 6. Still ahead, though, here at 5, we'll tell you about the new project from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and how it could create better conditions for salmon and trout.
Plus, look at how smoky and hazy it is. This is a live picture from our Atanum Ridge Skycam in Yakima. Meteorologist Hayden Nix is back with a full look at your First Alert forecast because tomorrow is another First Alert weather day. Stay right here.
U.S. Cellular makes it easy to switch. Get $1,000 off any phone with no trade-in.
We don't even have to trade in our teeth?
Nope.
I almost lost this one.
Get $1,000 off any phone with no trade-in, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
Meet the Moore family. They switched from cable internet to Ziply Fiber and got so much more. Mr. Moore got more upload speed for next-level gaming and live streaming to the masses. Mason Moore got even more done for his sneaker business, quickly uploading HD product demos and video conferencing without freezing.
Brad, you're on mute.
And now that her family doesn't need her for tech support, Mrs. Moore has more time to stream games into overtime.
Let's go!
Get more of what you love by switching to Ziply Fiber for $65 less per month than cable at ziplyfiber.com.
The Labor Day savings have been extended. One more week at Walker's Furniture.
As we spent all summer clearing out discontinued furniture items to make room for truckloads of new styles.
Get the biggest savings of the season with store-wide discounts up to 40% off. Or take advantage of 0% financing for 5 years with no money down.
Making it easy to get that new immersive home theater sofa or bedroom set and pay for it over time.
Enjoy extended Labor Day style and savings this week at Walker's.
The best bulls in the world have come to town. For bulls
officials and their riders. Those 8 seconds go by in a heartbeat. 8 seconds to become a champion or nothing. It's bowl time, Kennewick. PBR Bucks into Toyota Center September 5th and 6th. Get your tickets now at pbr.com/tickets or Ticketmaster.
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino, your premier gaming destination. Experience the thrill of a Vegas-style casino featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and unlock exclusive rewards every time you play. Challenge your skills at our 16-lane bowling alley. Unwind with a drink at our cozy bar, or enjoy breakfast, lunch, or dinner at the Last Frontier. The ultimate entertainment experience has something for everyone. Nob Hill Casino, where locals come to win.
Right now, you can get 4 free phones plus 4 lines for $90 with no trade-in.
Are we having the wool pulled over our eyes here?
Nope. And you get the latest phones.
iPhone.
Get 4 phones plus 4 lines for $90, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
Did a trooper get special treatment after a deadly crash? Apple Valley News Now investigates tonight.
Welcome back. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers has a new project coming to the Tri-Cities to improve fish habitat at the Yakima Delta near McNary Dam.
So the $1.2 million project will reroute about 1,400 feet of Ammon Creek in Richland to connect with a deeper pool in the Yakima River. Crews will also install a low-flow deflector to help keep the water cooler in the summer months, creating better conditions for salmon and trout.
Officials say the changes will give fish a cooler, deeper refuge during migration and improve chances for reproduction.
Hopefully, allow them to keep reproducing and bring that number back up from what we have been seeing over the last few years in this area.
Construction is set to begin next year and wrap up in 2027.
Turning to community events, basketball fans in the Tri-Cities can look forward to some friendly competition this weekend. Title I is hosting its first ever Hot Shot Classic Saturday at John Dam Plaza in Richland. The event runs from 11 to 3, featuring food, prizes, and plenty of family fun. All proceeds benefit Elijah Family Homes. That's a local nonprofit that supports families in both Benton and Franklin counties working toward stable housing and self-sufficiency. Organizers say the first 50 people to register will get a free t-shirt, and the grand prize is 2 Gonzaga men's basketball tickets.
The Benton Franklin Fair and Horse Heaven Roundup wrapped up its 77th year with record numbers. More than 123,000 people attended, bringing a $20 million boost to the local economy. The market stock auction set a new state record, raising $1.5 million for youth livestock projects. Organizers say the fair continues to grow as one of the region's biggest community celebrations.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Hayden Nix.
Well, just a heads up as we head into this weekend, we've got some changes coming our way. Some favorable with the rainfall, but with it, we've got some thunderstorm activity, and that's why we do have a First Alert Weather Day issued for Friday and Saturday, and I wouldn't be surprised if we continue that further into the end of the weekend and start of next week as we see rain chances in abundance, but also with that some lightning. And with the critically dry vegetation in the area, lightning fires could be more of a concern with the significantly dry vegetation in the region. So just a heads up, make sure that you're staying weather aware of that. Haziness is still ongoing with a couple of wildfires going on in the region at this time. So that's continuing to at least cause a little more of the grayness in the sky there and the poor air quality. So if you're still dealing with this over the next couple of days here, and you do have that sensitive group that does not play well with the lower quality of the air, make sure that you're addressing those needs accordingly, because futurecast low-level wildfire smoke is going to show that the modeling of the smoke and plumes in the area is still going to trend with the moderate to poor quality of the atmosphere, with the wildfire smoke not really being able to get out of the region until we see some better support from a cutoff low out in the Pacific Northwest. That is what's going to be the big change to our weather pattern for this upcoming weekend. So there's the system offshore there, but with that counterclockwise flow, we are going to see some enhancement and some moisture beginning to increase in the region, and that's going to be noted as we watch into the weekend. Some changes coming our way with that moisture, meaning an increase in rain potential, and it's not just for the higher elevations of the Cascades and the Blues. We are going to see this more in the basins and the valleys as we approach Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. We'll still see more moisture coming in from that southerly direction there as this cutoff flow continues to move closer on shore, and that will carry on into next week as well. I'll step out and show you that with our area-wide rain and thunderstorm chances. Notice Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, we continue to trend upward with it peaking Tuesday and Wednesday of next week with the 50% chance of rainfall opportunity. Of course, lightning strikes also in that category as well. So at this point, just for Saturday and Sunday, early rainfall forecast here shows most areas in the lower elevations less than 1/10 of an inch. It will favor the higher elevations as far as totals will qualify there, but that is just for Saturday and Sunday. That trend will likely increase as we go towards Monday through Wednesday of next week. As I mentioned, we're going to see rain chances increasing and temperatures decreasing as well. So there's kind of a twofold win with this setup here. Your 7-day temperature trend shows that Friday, upper 90s, yes, but Saturday, Sunday, notice we're trending back closer to where we should be with below average readings possible starting Monday through Thursday of next week. Now, tonight, back to the top of the forecast. Notice we are still looking at readings in the 60s, most area-wide with some upper 50s out there in the higher elevations of the Cascades and down in the Blues. We will continue to see those warm temperatures another couple of days with upper 90s possible for most locations. Tri-City seeing that for Friday, but 89 Sunday, rain chances Sunday through Wednesday. Then Yakima, upper 80s by Sunday, rain chances for several days on this 7-day forecast, Saturday through Thursday. Ellensburg, same story, good chance for rainfall opportunity over the next couple of days. 70s coming back on Monday. Hermiston, you might see some 70s, or feel them rather, on Tuesday with rain chances scattered throughout the next several days here. And Walla Walla, rain chances for you as well. Temperatures reaching the lower 80s by Monday.
Hayden, thank you. Up next in the Spotlight, we'll tell you about how a diverse athlete who's now a finalist for Sports Illustrated's Illustrated Athlete of the Year. That's when we return with the Spotlight.
I felt like there was just no answers to get out of the anxiety and the depression that I had.
I was suicidal all the time, thinking about it nonstop, every day, every moment.
Depression and anxiety rob millions of us of our day-to-day lives, but nothing seems to pull you out of it. Introducing NeuroStim TMS, Washington's leading provider of transcranial magnetic stimulation, or TMS therapy. At NeuroStim TMS, we treat the root of the problem with a series of short daily treatments. Using a non-invasive magnetic field, TMS activates the natural function of the brain's neurotransmitters to improve mood and regulate emotion. TMS is not shock therapy. It's an FDA-approved, easy outpatient experience and covered by all major medical insurances.
There's nothing better than just being able to enjoy life again.
The treatment just completely, fundamentally changed my life.
Visit neurostimtms.com today or call to schedule your free consultation at any of our 12 Washington state locations.
Workers and the families of deceased workers who worked at the Hanford site are now eligible for compensation for diseases and illnesses. This may be in addition to compensation already being received. Smart Law will be hosting a Hanford Workers' Compensation educational dinner at their Kennewick office Thursday, September 18th at 6 p.m. To register, call 509-735-5555. Dinner provided. Smart Law, smart choice.
Before, our service would be in and out. We wanted to switch to T-Mobile to make sure that we have better coverage.
T-Mobile is now the best network, and with the most satellites, we're connecting hundreds of thousands in places where cell towers can't reach with T-Satellite.
I signed up for T-Satellite and give me peace of mind as a mom that makes life better knowing that it's there when we need it.
Upgrade to the best network. Right now, T-Mobile will pay off 4 phones up to $3,200. Plus, hook you up with 4 new phones on us. Switch today.
Do you keep up with the trends or set your own?
Is the color dense enough?
Add more pigment. Launch on social.
We've got to take this global.
All right, so where do we go from here?
You've got to test it, perfect it, expand it. Never rest until it's right.
Introducing the business card that gives back all you put in. The new Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business.
Save $2,000 on Freedom to enjoy life without readers, glasses, or cataracts. Schedule your free consultation this month with K2 Vision RLE, America's most experienced in advanced lens procedures. Save $2,000 on K2 Vision RLE.
E.T. and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Extra, extra.
Our spotlight tonight comes from Apple Valley News Now viewer Rosalind, and it's all about her daughter. A big congrats to her 10-year-old from Zilla, who's a finalist for Athlete of the Year in Sports Illustrated. Her mom says the fifth grader plays basketball, tackle football, and just finished a softball season as a catcher and pitcher. Coaches say she gives 110% every time. If she wins, she'll also cash in a $25,000 prize. Have an idea for the spotlight? Share it with us on social media. Final word when we return.
Vikings, Bears. Monday Night Football is back on Apple Valley News Now.
At Brownmore RV, we're gearing up for a huge event you will not want to miss out on.
The Forest River National Sales Event is on now. For a limited time, you can save big across our entire lineup of Forest River products. There's still time to get out, go camping, and make unforgettable memories. With Forest River, you'll find the perfect RV built for your journey and perfected for your stay. Don't wait. These amazing deals won't last long. Broadmoor RV, we make camping fun.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
At Bruce Heating and Air, our technicians are not incentivized by commissions or to find problems. We only look for solutions to keep you cool. Now through September 30th, receive rebates up to $1,650 off on a new Daikin Fit system.
It's time to replace and refresh this Labor Day. Swing by Fred's Appliance today to save on all LG appliances. Let LG help you stay cool this Labor Day. Get this refrigerator for only $16.99. That's a 40% savings. No matter what appliance you're looking for, LG has what you need. From dishwashers, laundry, stovetops, and more, come see what's in stock. Shop Fred's Appliance, local like you.
Bathfitter does showers? That's right. We offer a wide selection of beautiful and functional showers in all shapes and sizes. We can even convert your bath into a shower. How about that? With our seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you'll get a beautiful new shower to fit your needs, guaranteed for life. Bathfitter's been around for 40 years, and we've been experts at showers for just as long. Get yours today. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Get ready for adventure with the fun and rugged 2025 Ford Bronco Outer Banks from Price Ford of Yakima Valley. Nob Hill Casino's biggest prize ever. Want to drive it home? Just enter daily at Nob Hill Casino now through Wednesday, October 8th for your chance to win. While you're here, enjoy our 16-lane bowling center, mouth-watering cheeseburgers at the Last Frontier restaurant, cold drinks at the bar, and try your luck with pull tabs and table game action.
We invite you to come visit us at Price Ford of Yakima Valley and Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
A deadly crash involving an off-duty trooper shakes Richland. Did the trooper get special treatment?
You have the appearance of impropriety.
You decide when we show you never-before-seen body cam footage from the scene. Wendy Redmond digs deeper. An Apple Valley News Now investigation tonight at 6.
Next ET.
Hi, I'm Michael Weatherly.
And I'm Cody DePablo. And
we are spilling the ET.
Plus, a Dunder Mifflin-sized surprise for the cast of The Paper. It was shaking. Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
For your Friday, we're still expecting another hot afternoon, hazy conditions. Not really a big change there from what we've been accustomed to, but as we continue into the weekend, these highs will slowly get cooler in the afternoon and will hopefully work out some of the haziness from the wildfire in the region there with a big pattern change coming our way, but I wouldn't expect that until closer to Sunday into Monday. Rain chances on tap for all locations as we see a big low cut off in the Pacific Northwest, helping aid some moisture transport into our area.
Thanks so much. Check this out. This is your reason to smile, and Alan Rither sent us this hazy morning sky. I love it. Thank you for sending that in. You can send your weather photo in by scanning that QR code on your screen. And thank you so much to Lifetime Dental for sponsoring this reason to smile. It's always a nice way to end the newscast.
Very nice way. We have much more coming We have much more coming at 6 o'clock, so join us then. I'm having a hard time talking tonight.
That's okay, the show is done.
Yet?
Almost.
See you then.
All right. We'll get it together.
Yes.
Right now at US Cellular, you can get 4 free phones plus 4 lines for $90.
Hey, we're tired of having the wool pulled over our eyes with these hidden requirements. What aren't we seeing?
Yeah. Do we get our choice of free phones?
Yep, you get the latest phones.
I bet we have to trade in our old phones, though.
Nope, sure don't.
Wow.
High five. Almost. Higher. Yes. Nope.
Get 4 phones plus 4 lines for $90 with no trade-in, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. US Cellular, built for us.
The Labor Day mattress savings have been extended this week at Walker's.
Save big on brands that improve your rest, like Serta iComfort, Beauty Rest, and Purple mattress sets.
Or enjoy 0% interest for up to 5 years and pay over time.
Plus, with select mattress purchases, receive free delivery, making now the best time to sleep better and celebrate Labor Day in comfort and savings.
During the final week of savings at Walker's.
Tonight, breaking news, RFK Jr. and the fireworks on Capitol Hill. The HHS secretary grilled by Republicans and Democrats over his moves already on vaccines. The confusion, they say, for parents across this country. And they say the danger for their children.
I would say effectively we're denying people vaccine.
Senator Cantwell. You're wrong. Tonight, the fiery exchanges will go live to the Hill. Also tonight, an American among the dead. The horrific streetcar accident losing control. The video now tonight. The screams at a popular tourist destination. The death toll now rising, and we're on the scene. Tonight, the fires and smoke alerts across multiple states as we come on the air. The major fire burning near Yosemite, destroying an historic town, tonight growing in size. And the tropics, the threat to the west, and the potential threat to the east coast of the U.S., what Lee Goldberg is tracking already. The passenger plane, the turnaround to Houston, the cabin filling with smoke. Tonight, the woman who police say gave a hand signal that she was in trouble, and then the police takedown of the suspect. Tonight, news on the 8-year-old boy attacked by a shark and what we did not know. The Good Samaritan helping with tourniquets. It made a difference. Fashion legend Giorgio Armani has died, the legendary Italian designer called the godfather of Italian fashion. Tonight, from Julia Roberts to Richard Gere, Sophia Loren to Beyonce, what he overcame to build a multi-billion-dollar empire. Tonight, the new image of former President Biden, a large scar seen across the top of his head, and what we've now learned. And this evening, our correspondent taking you to Salzburg, Austria. The Americans who traveled all that way to mark the 60th anniversary of The Sound of Music.
The hills are alive with the sound of music.
And what you likely did not know about one of the most popular musicals of all time.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and we begin tonight here with a brutal hearing on Capitol Hill. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. under fire from both parties over his highly controversial vaccine policies, his changes already, and the firing of the CDC director and the chaos inside the CDC. RFK Jr. was grilled for nearly 3 hours about vaccines and the turmoil, including his firing of the CDC director, who'd been on the job for less than a month. Tonight, a growing number of lawmakers and medical groups accusing Kennedy of putting American lives at risk, some calling for him to resign. ABC's Jay O'Brien leading us off on the Hill tonight.
Tonight, Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. angrily defending himself as frustrated senators from both parties demanded answers on whether he's trying to limit Americans' access to vaccines and firing top health officials who stand in his way. Just last week, Kennedy ousting CDC Chief Susan Menorez less than a month after swearing her in. Other top CDC officials resigning in protest.
These changes were absolutely necessary adjustments to restore the agency to its role as the world's gold standard public health agency.
Today, Menorez writing in the Wall Street Journal that she was fired for refusing Kennedy's, quote, troubling directive that she rubber-stamped the as-of-yet unwritten recommendations of a vaccine advisory panel filled with people who have publicly expressed anti-vaccine rhetoric. Kennedy saying she's lying.
I told her that she had to resign because I asked her, are you a trustworthy person? And she said no. So if you had an employee...
So you're saying she's lying?
Yes. Every conversation I had with her, there were
witnesses. Let me get this straight. This is the same person that less than a month earlier, you stood next to her and described her as unimpeachable. And in a month, she became a liar?
Kennedy, a longtime vaccine skeptic, repeatedly pressed on the COVID vaccine. The FDA now only approving it for seniors and adults and children with underlying conditions, no longer recommending it for everyone like the flu shot.
Do you accept the fact that 1 million Americans died from COVID? I don't know how many died.
Do you think the vaccine did anything to prevent additional deaths?
Again, I would like to see the data and talk about the data.
You have had this job for 8 months, and you don't know the data about whether the vaccine saved lives?
Two Republican senators, both doctors, who voted to confirm Kennedy, now sounding the alarm.
I support vaccines. I'm a doctor.
John Barrasso of Wyoming.
And I've grown deeply concerned. The public has seen measles outbreaks, leadership in the National Institute of Health questioning the use of mRNA vaccines, the recently confirmed director of Centers for Disease Control and Prevention fired. Americans don't know who to rely on.
Republican Senator Bill Cassidy of Louisiana going even further, saying the FDA is now effectively denying Americans vaccines. The senator reading a letter he received from a doctor.
We're all confused and concerned about who can get the COVID vaccine. Pharmacists are requiring a prescription now even for patients over 65, creating a huge headache. I submit these for the record.
Without objection.
I would say effectively we're denying people vaccine.
Senator Cantwell.
You're wrong.
It's very confusing.
But today, Americans we spoke with say they're at a loss.
I'm totally confused what I'm allowed to have and what I'm not allowed to have in terms of the injections. I have no idea.
We should be trusted to make our own decisions.
And in Dallas, Texas, Jeremy Hayes, a father of two, says that confusion is making us less safe.
We do know that when we do not vaccinate, there is harm. And it's common sense, it's medical science.
And after the hearing, those Republican senators, Bill Cassidy and John Barrasso, refusing to say they still have confidence in Secretary Kennedy.
Do you still have confidence in him, Senator? His ability to lead HHS?
Do you have confidence in him, Senator?
Is there a reason you're not answering?
This is what the President of the United States is doing, and I will not second it.
An extraordinary hearing, David. In total, 3 Republican senators openly questioning whether Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is the right person to oversee public health in this country. But just months ago, those same 3 Republicans all voted to confirm him. David.
Jay O'Brien live up on the Hill for us. Jay, thanks. We have learned tonight an American is now among the dead after that horrific streetcar accident, barreling out of control, the death toll now rising, and tonight the video here. You can hear the screams and the 3-year-old boy pulled out of the wreckage alive. ABC's Tom Soufi Burridge on the scene in Lisbon, Portugal tonight.
Tonight, terrifying new video of that horrific streetcar disaster in Portugal. 1 American amongst at least 16 people killed.
Oh my God.
Screams of horror from inside a second streetcar just downhill from the car that derailed and slammed into a building. Russia Abdo on board with her husband and 3-year-old son.
Just going up and some seconds, and then we felt no brakes. The cable car was going down with acceleration.
Russia says they were tossed out of their seats and heard a terrifying sound, that doomed streetcar thundering towards them.
You could hear the cable car at the top of the hill just flying down towards you.
Yes. So we thought it's going to hit us. My husband jumped from the window. I gave him my son, and I was about to jump when they told me, don't jump, it already crashed.
People seen climbing out of windows, smoke filling the alleyway, bystanders rushing in searching for survivors, in videos posted on social media.
It was blurry, full of dust. We couldn't see anything.
Officials saying a 3-year-old German boy was pulled out alive, along with his badly injured mother. But tragically, that boy's father did not survive. So far, authorities have not identified the American killed. These videos from just last year showing how that streetcar normally carried passengers up and down that scenic hill. Tonight, investigators trying to figure out how this happened.
David, heavy machinery now working at the scene of the tragedy to remove some of the wreckage. We're expecting the results of a preliminary investigation in the morning, David.
Tom Sufi Burridge in Lisbon for us. Tom, thank you. Back here in the U.S. tonight into the fires and smoke alerts now across multiple states as we're on the air. We're also watching the tropics tonight, potential threats to the East Coast and the West Coast. Lee Goldberg is here and ABC's Trevor Ault traveling to the fire zone.
Tonight, the massive wildfire burning west of Yosemite since Tuesday is now more than 21 square miles and still out of control. Overnight, CAL FIRE reporting one of the hundreds of firefighters working the TCU September Lightning Complex fire was hurt when a fire engine rolled over. Pete Tomeno and his wife grabbed what they could and fled the flames Tuesday.
By the time we got onto the road, the neighbors behind me and next to me were on fire. To watch it come over the ridge the way it did and as fast as it did, that is absolute fear.
Their home is thankfully still standing, but so many in the historic town of Chinese Camp lost everything.
This is one of so many historical sites here that had stood for more than 100 years, and look at the inside, absolutely gutted by the 6.5 fire.
And with more than 60 large fires burning in the West and even more in Canada, the smoke is triggering air quality alerts in 6 states. In Spokane, Washington, school officials moving all student activities inside. The air quality there dangerous for everyone.
Hey, and David, back here in Los Angeles, a major headline tonight involving that devastating wildfire from back in January, the Eaton fire, which killed 19 people and destroyed thousands of homes. Well, the Department of Justice tonight has announced it's suing SoCal Edison, alleging that fire was sparked by the power company's faulty infrastructure. SoCal Edison says it's reviewing this lawsuit and it will respond in court. David?
Yes, we continue to follow the investigation into the Eaton fire. Trevor, thank you. Back to the fires of these last 24 hours. Let's get right to Lee Goldberg from WABC here in New York, tracking that and the tropics. Hi, Lee.
All right, hi, David. The late season heat wave of the Pacific Northwest winding down. The tropics active, though. Kiko's still a Cat 4 major hurricane. It weakens, makes a move toward Hawaii. Tropical storm conditions possible early next week. Lorraine is going to soak parts of the southwest. Could be some flooding across parts of Arizona and California. The disturbance in the Atlantic likely getting more organized and becoming Gabrielle over the weekend, tracking toward the Leeward Islands sometime early next week. And one other note, a line of showers with some heavy downpours, Philly to New York City tonight. A good soaking over the wildfire in northwest New Jersey. David?
Lee Goldberg back with us. Lee, we appreciate it. We turn next tonight here to the woman who police say gave a hand signal warning that she was in trouble, and then the dramatic takedown of the suspect outside Los Angeles. Here's Kayna Whitworth.
Tonight, dramatic body camera video of officers near Los Angeles chasing down and arresting a man suspected of domestic violence. The chase spurred by a woman who used a hand signal behind her back, asking for help while in a 7-Eleven.
Are you okay?
The Alhambra Police Department says their investigation determined a domestic violence incident had occurred. It's unclear exactly what hand signals were used, but the signal for help has been praised for saving the lives of domestic violence victims.
Knowing this signal can save a life.
Videos like this one posted to TikTok, raising awareness. Someone at the convenience store alerting authorities, who quickly responded.
You wanna sit down?
They began to question and then tried to pat down 38-year-old John Palombi.
Can you stand up for me, please?
He then took off on foot and was arrested by officers in the parking lot.
And David, authorities telling us that suspect had a warrant and was carrying a stun gun when he was arrested. And again, David, they point to that subtle hand gesture used by the victim and the bystander who noticed it for their ability to respond so quickly. David.
Thank goodness for that hand signal. Kayna, thanks. Tonight, the 8-year-old boy attacked by a shark, his leg, puncture wounds near his shoulder. Tonight, the Good Samaritan who helped tie 2 tourniquets, and now doctors say it made the difference. Victor Akendo in Florida.
Tonight, doctors are sharing new details about the race to save 8-year-old Richard Burrows after a black-tipped shark bit him while he was snorkeling with his family on Labor Day off Key Largo, Florida.
How bad is the bite? It's bad.
I gotta stop the bleeding.
As Richard was rushed to shore, a Good Samaritan helped his dad tie 2 tourniquets around his leg before he was airlifted to the hospital. Surgeons at the University of Miami say that made all the difference.
He lost a lot of blood, and he would have lost a lot more if somebody that wasn't there to quickly apply a tourniquet. These were 100% effective, and because of that, he came in a much different condition than he probably would have.
Richard also suffered 2 puncture wounds right below his left shoulder, requiring surgery and hundreds of stitches. Tonight, he is recovering at home, his leg saved, likely helped by those tourniquets. Richard's family thanking everyone who helped and praising his 10-year-old sister Rose, saying she was instrumental in her brother's rescue. David, doctors say Richard still needs to heal, but with his can-do attitude, he should be running around in about 6 to 8 weeks. David?
We're glad Richard's okay, Victor. Thanks. Tonight, fashion legend Giorgio Armani has died, known as the godfather of Italian fashion. What he overcame as a boy to build a multi-billion-dollar empire. Here's Matt Gutman.
He is the legendary Italian designer Giorgio Armani, and that name alone synonymous with modern elegance, quiet luxury, effortless glamour. And for half a century, he reimagined the business suit for men and women, and became one of the first designers to tether his business to celebrities. From Hollywood stars to world leaders, Armani dressed them all. Julia Roberts turning heads at the 1990 Golden Globes in a men's Armani pantsuit. And then there were the gowns. Cate Blanchett, Anne Hathaway, Lady Gaga, his frequent muses. His Hollywood debut in the classic American Gigolo. Richard Gere selecting a supple Armani. Giorgio Armani was made for Hollywood. Those icy blues, the shock of white hair, always tan and fit, frequently on the red carpet, here enjoying a laugh with Roberts and George Clooney, getting a hug from Italian royalty, Sophia Loren, and at the Cannes Film Festival with famed director and friend Martin Scorsese. He'd said he'd always wanted to direct movies, and eventually he'd rack up credits in more than 200 films. He dressed Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, and Ray Liotta in Goodfellas, and created Leonardo DiCaprio's tailored wardrobe in The Wolf of Wall Street. Armani even making a costume for Beyoncé for her performance at the American Music Awards. Armani was born in 1934 in a small town south of Milan and was badly wounded by a World War II mine as a child, but recovered and launched his label in 1975. His work ethic helping him build a multi-billion-dollar empire, which included everything from perfume to a basketball team. And just days before his death, the 91-year-old opening up in a candid interview about his reputation as a workaholic. He said, "My only regret in life was spending too many hours working and not enough time with friends and family." David, a statement on his official Instagram said that Giorgio Armani worked until his very last days and that he died at home peacefully in his beloved Milan, surrounded by his family. David.
Yeah, a remarkable legacy, Matt. Thanks. When we come back tonight, anyone who's ever watched The Sound of Music will want to see this. We take you to Salzburg, Austria tonight, to the top of that hill, and what we learned. Also tonight, more news ahead. The passenger plane, the quick turnaround to Houston, the cabin filling with smoke, and the new image in tonight of former President Biden, a large scar across the top of his head, and what they're now saying in a moment here.
My moderate to severe Crohn's symptoms kept me out of the picture. Now I have Skyrizi.
I've got places to go and I'm feeling free. Controlling my Crohn's means everything to me. Control is everything to me.
And now I'm back in the picture. Feel significant symptom relief at 4 weeks with Skyrizi, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements. Skyrizi helped visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. And with Skyrizi, many were in remission at 12 weeks, at 1 year, and even at 3 years.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or UC.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease. Skyrizi is also approved for ulcerative colitis.
Think of all the places that could expose you to identity theft. If something happens, LifeLock provides a US-based restoration specialist to fix it start to finish, guaranteed or your money back. Don't face identity theft alone. Join LifeLock today.
After challenges, you bounce back stronger. Now, damaged hair can too. New Dove Intensive Repair with Bioprotein Care plus Amino Serum refills hair with 1 trillion molecules for hair reborn 10 times stronger. New Dove.
Back to the game I love. It's great to be able to keep up with the guys again. It's why I wanted more from my symptomatic obstructive HCM. So I asked my cardiologist about Camzyos. With Camzyos, my symptoms have improved, and I can be more active now. It's a difference I can feel, and they can see, and she can too.
Camzyos works by targeting what's causing OHCM, and it's proven to reduce obstruction in the heart 4 times more. Camzyos may cause serious side effects, including heart failure that can lead to death, a risk that's increased with serious infection, irregular heartbeat, or with certain other medicines. Do not stop, start, or change medicines or dose without telling your doctor. You must have echocardiograms before and during treatment. Seek help for new or worsening heart failure symptoms. Camzyos is only available through a restricted program. Before taking Camzyos, tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and current or planned pregnancy. Camzyos, first in its class to treat symptomatic OHCM.
It's great to be playing again. Ask your cardiologist about Camzyos.
Tonight, the new concern for former President Biden after a new image of the 82-year-old with a large scar on his head. President Biden's office tonight saying he recently underwent Mohs surgery for skin cancer. In May, of course, he announced he'd been diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer. We wish him well. When we come back here tonight, the passenger plane forced to land in Houston. They declared an emergency. And then The Sound of Music, the major milestone tonight, will take you to the top of that hill in Salzburg. What we learned.
If you have heart disease and struggle with LDL-C, even with statins and diet, listen to your heart. Talk to your doctor about Repatha.
Repatha plus a statin lowers LDL-C by 63%. Do not take Repatha if you're allergic to it. Serious allergic reactions can occur. Get medical help right away if you have trouble breathing or swallowing, swelling of the face, lips, tongue, throat, or arms. Common side effects include runny nose, sore throat, common cold symptoms, flu or flu-like symptoms, back pain, high blood sugar, and redness, pain, or bruising at the injection site. Ask about Repatha.
Limu Limo at your service. Here to help you save hundreds by customizing your car insurance with Liberty Mutual. Probably should have gone the other way. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
When allergies throw a sucker punch, the power of Claritin D punches back harder. Get fast, powerful relief of your worst symptoms, like nasal congestion. Claritin clears.
At Wayfair, ordering in delivers all the style.
What are we craving? Something Italian?
Ooh, you read my mind. Italian will pair great with this bold red. What are you in the mood for tonight?
I'm thinking something light.
Couldn't agree more.
Oh.
It's here. Oh, that was fast. And delivery was free.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
We're putting our new BioFreeze UltraFlex Lidocaine Pain Relief Patch to the test.
It has superior adhesion and 4-way flexibility to move with your body for up to 8 hours. BioFreeze UltraFlex, built to flex.
Most people don't realize how processed typical dog food is. At The Farmer's Dog, we believe dogs should be able to get their daily nutrition without the excess processing.
Even on an antidepressant, I was masking my depression. I felt I was missing out on the moments around me. So my doctor prescribed Rexulti.
When added to an antidepressant, Rexulti was proven to significantly reduce depression symptoms, more than an antidepressant alone.
She said Rexulti could provide a boost. For me, less depression meant enjoying the little things.
Elderly people with dementia-related psychosis have increased risk of death or stroke. Antidepressants may increase suicidal thoughts and actions and worsen depression in children and young adults. Call your healthcare provider right away to report new or sudden changes in mood, behavior, thoughts, or feelings, or if you develop suicidal thoughts or actions. Report fever, stiff muscles, and confusion, which can be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may be permanent. High blood sugar can lead to coma or death. Weight gain, increased cholesterol, unusual urges, dizziness on standing, falls, seizures, trouble swallowing, or sleepiness may occur.
Could a boost help you build on your progress?
Ask your doctor about adding Rexulti.
To the index tonight, a scare for passengers on a United flight. The plane with 49 people on board returning to Houston shortly after takeoff. The crew reporting electrical issues and smoke in the cabin. That plane landed safely. These images from Citizen app. The FAA is investigating tonight. Okay, so no winner again last night. The jackpot for Powerball, now the third largest in history. I can barely talk about it. We just checked, $1.7 billion for you. The next drawing Saturday. Good luck. When we come back here tonight, if you and your children have watched The Sound of Music tonight, we take you to Austria, to the top of that hill, and what Julie Andrews said about that famous scene.
I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well. It's a little pill with a big story to tell. I take once daily, Jardiance, at each day start. As time went on, it was easy to see I'm lowering my A1C.
And for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease, Jardiance can lower the risk of cardiovascular death too.
Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine, which can be fatal. Stop Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, trouble breathing, or increased ketones. Jardiance may cause dehydration that can suddenly worsen kidney function and make you feel dizzy, lightheaded, or weak upon standing. Genital yeast infections in men and women, urinary tract infections, low blood sugar, or a rare life-threatening bacterial infection between and around the anus and genitals can occur. Call your doctor right away if you have fever or feel weak or tired and pain, tenderness, swelling, or redness in the genital area. Don't use if allergic to Jardiance. Stop use if you have a serious allergic reaction. Call your doctor if you have rash, swelling, difficulty breathing, or swallowing. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have new pain or tenderness, sores, ulcers, or infection in your legs or feet.
Jardiance is really swell, the little pill with a big story to tell.
That guard dog sure is lucky he has SimpliSafe with proactive monitoring.
Stop. This is Simply Safe. Police are on the way.
Must be nice.
SimpliSafe. Real security stops crime before it starts.
Okay, here is your paperwork if you want to review it and make sure everything's in order.
These factory floor mats, really as good as WeatherTech.
You know, laser measure.
No.
Nothing comes even close to laser-measured WeatherTech floor liners. They offer the ultimate protection, front, back, and even up the sides. For a full line of premium American-made products, order at WT.com. Nothing protects like WeatherTech.
Your brain tearing? Rush hour. Some allergy medications can make you drowsy, but Allegra is different. Traffic jam? We got this. See? On time.
Allegra is fast 24-hour allergy relief with 0% brain interference. It's a no-brainer.
Your shipping manager left to find themselves, leaving you lost. You need to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Sponsored jobs on Indeed are 2.5 times faster to first hire. Visit Indeed.com/hire.
You are not the average patient. Your body, your symptoms, and your lifestyle are all unique to you. Traditional healthcare isn't designed for you. They push standardized treatments and preset dosages without giving you a voice or a choice. Hers is different. We make it possible to get care that fits you with personalized treatment plans built around your wants, needs, and goals. This is healthcare for the actual patient, not the average one. Experience personalized care today at forhers.com.
Next at 6, Apple Valley News now investigates a deadly officer-involved accident with new crime scene footage. Plus, will our summer-like weather be taking a turn? Your First Alert weekend forecast at 6.